Greetings and welcome, fellow doctors, to another episode of Let's Play 2 Point Hospital. Right, well, before we go on with Croquembouche, let's have a quick look back at our previous successes at Rotting Hill and Pelican Wharf. In particular, I have actually finally finished them. It didn't take all that long, although I did have to restart Rotting Hill at one point because I just got in too much of a death spiral that I couldn't get out of. Which was a pity, because the hospital itself was actually running almost fine, and then suddenly it took a nosedive because I couldn't keep the flow going quite as much as I wanted it to.
Maintenance needed in staff room.
But now it's working mostly as intended. As you can see, we have lots of diagnosis stuff and all that. Basically, we got 2 mirrored diagnosis rooms. I put in the cafes to help alleviate with the depressing nature of Rotting Hill. Something you have to deal with anyway. A lot of the rooms are at least level 4, which is usually helpful because it gives a mood bonus in the amazing environment or amazing room. Which is helping to offset the Rotting Hill is horrible modifier. Also, they have the overpaid happiness modifier because you kind of need that, because for the 3-star hospital you need to get a 95% happiness rating on the personnel, and you really only get that by overpaying them. There's no amount of traits that you can give people that will actually offset that entirely. Anyway, so we have some mirrored basic diagnosis rooms as well as GP's offices. More GP's offices over here. These psychiatrist offices are actually all set to treatment because at some point I just found up getting so many psychiatry patients that I couldn't cope with it anymore. These 2 are set to diagnostic, but they see almost no use because they don't even barely have a queue. But I keep them there anyway because it makes the trips a little bit shorter, and that's partially what we want. The regular queues are a bit long. I may have to start, maybe I have to start doing that. Similarly, ward patients are also quite common in this hospital, at least in my playthrough. I'm thinking that's probably universal, but if it isn't, well, it's my best guess. I guess this is entirely wards. Works quite well. Did have to end up putting another GP's office down because you get so many need for that. As for and there's also more diagnosis over here with our advanced diagnosis machines, and as well as a cafe which I managed to nestle in here somewhat. It's not best designed for a cafe, but it works. And then over here we have the curing wing. Now over here we have the nurses and surgeon place, because there's a little bit of overlap in that, and that also means that the nurses don't have to shift around looking for a job, since they can stay almost here. Although, if necessary, the injection and pharmacy nurses, which for me are all both basically the same job, could be moved to a separate building so that they will not take up space, just in case you need more of them. Because once I got into the 3rd stage, or in the 3-star mode, all of a sudden new diseases getting introduced. Not new diseases overall, but just things I hadn't encountered yet, which was a bit of a problem. But overall, we're making decent profit. Obviously not now, because I had to overpay my people. But overall, my revenue is still better than my expenses. But yeah, you're not gonna make all that much profit, especially once you start pushing for the goal. Because if I just show my staff and their pay, yeah, they all have green faces because they are very happy with pay. That's basically because I made everyone 100% very happy with pay. Not something I recommend for regular play, but for this hospital, necessary. Alright, let's go back to map. Similarly, with Pelican Wharf. Now, Pelican Wharf, of course, is a little bit different in that you don't quite have to commit to making people happy, but things are still very expensive, and even at the point where I stopped with the hospital, yeah, the finances did not quite flow quite as well as I wanted it to. We are making money, but overall the revenue growth is rather flat, so it's a bit of an up and down struggle. I'm still trying to get all things sorted out with my GP's offices and all that, but I've been supplementing a large part of my income with just doing research, which, because of my researches, is basically the moment I enter the research, I have maybe 10 seconds to wait before the research finishes, and that's another 20,000 in the bank, which is fine, but you know, it's a bit tedious to have to do that. I kind of wish I could set it to automatic. Or if it had actually a little bit better payoff. But yeah, basically I'm just training everyone up to be as best as they can. Some of the people are still trying to learn more stuff. That's undoubtedly gonna be waiting, but we've got a fairly similar setup with the curing places as well. Mostly just doctor stuff down here, nurse stuff down here. I had moved the injection and pharmacy over to here, next to the wards. Not for any particular reason, but I just bought this piece of thing and I thought, well, could do that. And I needed to move the colorizer from here to here, and there was not room anywhere else. And I didn't want to move the other rooms, aside from, of course, the wards, which I moved over here and extended a bit. Other than that, I mean, I did move the ward from down here over to here. I did need another psychiatrist office to keep up with demand. I already have so many doctors for the GP's office. But well, this hospital wasn't all that tricky, all things considered. Could maybe have splurged a little bit more on stuff and such, and there's still room to expand if I wanted to. But I don't want to, and I don't need to. So we are leaving. Alright, we did finish getting a organizational value of over 50 million. So yay, and we're running out of things to do. Now, curing patients that I can't speed up. There's only 3 more stars remaining to get 45 stars, which is Croquembouche. And the rest, well, I can't really speed that up either, because that requires that those patients actually come in. And I still need to find a way to get a surgeon to level 5. Not impossible, but yeah, well, see the time. As for marketing campaigns, I could do those, but I don't see that there's a value to that particularly. Alright, let's just get on with Croquembouche. I don't know how long this will take, but we'll see. Alright, so my plan for the most part is to put most of the basic diagnosis rooms in down here. This will be a curing wing, and then I'll probably want to put the advanced diagnosis over here in the hedge maze. Let's speed things up. All right. All right, pharmacy. All right, well, we can do that. I mean, we'll basically need everything on this particular mission. Another treatment. So let's just get going with it. Now, I do like that Croquembouche gives me lots of space to work with. I am not wanting for space at all. I'll just splurge a little bit on stuff. You know, don't want to overindulge. But level 3 rooms is good enough to start with. And let's also put a toilet over there. Let's bench this. Alright. So, is there anything I'm short on? Let's see. No, don't need anything unhygienic. That just sounds like a bad idea all around. Just give me some either blanks or just useful stuff. Alright, I'll take you. You could be useful. Alright, the first cured patient.
Maintenance announcement. Plants need water.
Fine. Shut up. I'll decide when we have enough doctors. Right. We need a deluxe clinic. Now the goal here is just to make money, so that's what we'll be focusing on. Because I need lots of money if I want to expand, and I don't think even the loans will quite cover it. I never put in a fire extinguisher over here, did I? There. I will take out a loan if I feel it's necessary. Alright, I could do with a psychiatrist. No, just give me someone useful, please. Hygienic, funny, take it. Alright, likes to argue, that's fine. Nope, that's not what I needed. And now we're in debt. Fun. I probably should put some benches over here as well.
Treatment has failed. I'm sorry to say, a patient is dead.
I mean, I don't mind having a psychiatrist. I mean, I don't have one on staff yet, no? You're fine. Lightheadedness, well, we already have that. I mean, we do need a psychiatrist at some point, but I'd rather get one rather than having to train one. And no. I'm not gonna build a room just for that. And home. Please give me a psychiatrist. Nope. Clear the deck. Because it would be really nice to get the mock stars secured, because that gives me lots of cash early on.
This next tune is very much like a cup of tea. It's wet, it's hot, and it's full of sugar. So let your ears drink it down.
Nope, no unhygienic peoples. This one is a must buy. Alright, pharmacy work. Come on, just give me a single psychiatrist and I will consider building a psych office. I'll even take out a loan. Right, I don't want to overextend my capabilities yet. Yes, we'll take you. Alright, fine game. You wanna play this game? You think you can break me, game? Then we shall break our way. Sorry, what was I saying? Yeah, so when the game isn't being totally annoying, certainly I can find a way to make this work. After all, how hard can it really be just to get a single psychiatrist that wants to work for me after I was so generous in Pelican Wolf? Yes. I need the money. So you can start doing that. And in the meantime, we'll build a psychiatry. No, I can't build it there then. Right. I'll just put it over there for now. We'll finagle something else later. I'll finish this room first. Let's see. Well, I've got plenty of kudosh. Let's just get all the rocks out. Yeah, that should just be the Bigfoot stuff left, right? Right, I was just building up stuff. Decorative. Alright, I just want a little bit more. Just something to hang on the walls then. Because who does not like seeing a psychiatrist with all the specifications? I mean, I have no doubt I will get requests from the staff to give me level 4 rooms. In any case, that'll do for this episode. Thank you all for watching. See you all next time.